Crimson Desert is coming to PC and console on March 19th, and it looks amazing. Join me, WildeWilly, as I dive into game footage to tease out crucial information on important game mechanics so we can all hit the ground running on release day. Today's topic covers the features and overviews video just released by Pearl Abyss. We all know the story centers around Kliff and the Greymanes. Your journey begins with reuniting the surviving Greymanes to rebuild the faction and reclaim your homeland. The Greymanes stood for peace and for justice in the world. You can see the faction members here, as well as the two playable characters that will be joining Kliff in this adventure. We can see the first one here, a female character riding a horse. This is a side quest. This is where the map truly opens up and we can explore more of the world with these two other playable characters outside of the main quest. Here's the other one, the large orc. And this is going to open up different play styles. They're going to have different combat abilities, different spell casting abilities, different play styles. The female character is more of a dex build. The male character is an Unga Bunga strength build. You can see that she was using a pistol, he was using a hand cannon. It's really going to open up play in terms of abilities. If they don't have a giant crusher or a Leto's Great Hammer for the orc, I'm going to be really disappointed. You can see the female protagonist there, the brunette. And then you can see the other male protagonist, the orc-looking one there, next to Kliff. Kliff is going to be our more balanced quality type build. Strength and dex, a good mixture, typical sword and board. A good mix of the abilities that the other two companions will bring. I think this is going to be really exciting. It's going to allow for a mix of play styles, a lot of variety, a lot of replay value, because you can go through an area as a strength build, you can come back as Kliff in another playthrough, and then you can do it in another playthrough as the dex build. So that's exciting to have that variety. We now know that there are going to be 6 different regions in the game. Fernand, Pelion, Demenesis, Delicia, Crimson Desert, and of course they're not listing the Abyss. See the characteristics of each region that they're talking about listed on the screen. Be able to see more of this in the map mechanics. Different regions, different factions, different areas, different types of discoverable locations. Bringing it back in, pause here at the 7-11 mark of the video, pausing on the map. You can see flags, factions, House Lanford, House Celeste, the Wolf Trackers. At the top right, you can see what looks like a reputation meter for House Celeste, faction quests that you might have done, organizations like the Gold Leafs for the little goblin guys in the 50-minute interview. And the houses are probably going to be subsets of the factions. Zooming out on the map at the 7:18 mark, you can see there are different kinds of icons here. We have 4 different flags from different factions. You can see around the edges of the map. You can see different types of locations, cities, villages, individual locations, the little cave-looking things, which could very well be underground dungeons. We know that Kliff comes at the very start of the game equipped with a lantern. We see him using it in this video in subterranean locations. So there's going to be a lot more to meet the eye when we first look at a map, and probably stuff that isn't showing up on the map that we're going to need to discover. Here again at the 8:51 mark, we can see that Kliff just barely won this battle. You can see his health in the bottom left-hand corner, just a sliver. He leveled up. You can see an icon in the top right-hand corner. Level up, level 1.0. Hernandian contribution, XP plus 100. So this could be faction related. It can be XP related overall, a combination of both. It's going to be interesting to see how those factors work in the game to make our character more powerful. We know that there's going to be an endless variety of quests for us to complete. I feel like faction quests where we're liberating an area and gaining access to new merchants' equipment and materials like lumber and stone to rebuild the Greymane's home, acquiring more powerful weapons are going to be especially powerful as we try to advance through the game. The details are going to be amazing. You can pick up quests from a roadside merchant. You can explore anywhere you want in the world. It's going to be interesting to see how well we can stay focused, who's going to rush the main story. The video also gives more details on movement mechanics. What you're about to see here is the Force Palm mechanic. It's a triple jump ability. You're going to see Kliff use it to go backwards once and up twice to access a previously inaccessible area of the map. And then he's going to crow glide down. You can see it again here in just a second as we go up, up, up. Then we're going to crow glide. And then we're going to grapple hook and clamber up. More climbing. This is the crow glide and crow rush, which is like a burst and you can swoop down. Then we have the mech. It's like a suit of power armor from Fallout 4, complete with missile launchers and a battery pack. And here we see the dragon that we're going to be able to summon to access areas on different parts of the map. We can see the crow glide and the lantern being used in this upcoming section right here. Draw your attention to the HUD in the bottom left-hand corner. We can see the relic in front of us. We can see around us because we have the lantern. I don't know if we have to hold the lantern or if we can put it on our belt. Be nice to be able to see and still do sword and board or two-handed weapons. We'll see that as well. Adding in another mechanic where we just use a simple bow and arrow to access an area in one of the towns to find some hidden treasure. I feel like there are going to be lots of secrets like this kind of tucked away. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be running around, hitting every wall, pushing on every bookcase, and shooting every suspect-looking group of boards I come across. And for those of us that want more than just your typical hack and slash, there are going to be lots of puzzles for us to find and solve. There are going to be abyss fragments scattered throughout the world. There are going to be artifacts that we're going to discover through quests, through defeating bosses, through finding them in the open world that help us unlock and upgrade our skills. Later on, we're even going to be able to visit the Abyss Realm more and use our mechanics here for more puzzles. Opening portals to gosh knows where. This is an example of finding an abyss fragment just out in the world. Using our magical abilities to solve puzzles. That's an artifact. It can help us level up, become OP. This is another example of an artifact hidden out in the world that we can just go and discover. And then finally, there's going to be the Abyss Network, which allows for fast travel. To me, I'm going to be running around the map trying to uncover as much as possible, link the world as much as possible. You can see here, we're instantly fast traveling. It's telling us where we are. Let me back it up just a little bit to focus on this map that got pulled up. See in the top right-hand corner, we have an NPC, somebody named Marnie, possibly the name of the female protagonist. I don't know, or an NPC that we're doing a quest for. We see where we are on the map and how we can move around. I think that's going to really open up the world. We teleport, go to the Abyss region, and more. And if that's not enough, we are going to be acquiring knowledge simply by traveling the world, talking and interacting with its inhabitants, wildlife, learning skills, getting items, and more. As you can see on the map, on the HUD, we have the question mark. You can observe and learn new skills, which will help open up even more parts of the world and more parts of the map. And finally, I want to talk a little bit more about the combat. You can see that we're approaching the root hold, 100% full of enemies. You can see that the two immediate enemies closest to us are in red on the HUD. The system is going to be a blue, yellow, red threat meter. Blue, they're unaware of your presence. You can see where they are. Yellow, they're aware of your presence. They're starting to look for you. Red, they are aggro to you. We can see how this plays out. We can also see as you come into an area and you start defeating enemies, there is a screen where it does display. I saw the total number of enemies available to be defeated in the stronghold. But as we go through the stronghold here and we defeat enemies, you see the percentage of enemies drops as we beat people. So when you go into an area, you're going to know how many enemies there are in an area that you need to defeat, whether they know that you're there. And you can see, like, if they're aggro to you, where they are relative to your character, and just generally if a place is bigger than what it initially appears. So that's it. That's today's deep dive video. I know that Pearl Abyss has stated their next video or videos are going to cover combat progression and life in PyWell. Did my best to try to organize things into a coherent narrative for you instead of just rolling and talking over everything. Give a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Comment on what you've noticed so that we can all learn together. And please subscribe for more Crimson Desert pre-launch content.